Lulama Matya has more on this. Lulama, what is the latest there with the IFP?
Thank you very much, Desiree. Yes, we are at Kraaifontein in Cape Town, where the IFP is campaigning today. If you look at the history of the party, the IFP is the fourth largest party in parliament, and it is under. The party has been in parliament since 1994. But when we talk about its impact and its existence at the municipal level, especially in the city of Cape Town, the party is yet to be represented in the city. It has no seats. So now what the party is trying to do is to look at making impact and have one or more seats in town, where the city council is made up of 231 seats. But to tell us more about the party's initiative to have seats in the city of Cape Town's council, I am joined by the IFP Chief Whip, Mr. Narend Singh. Mr. Singh, what is the IFP's mission in this time, in this election?
Well, good morning and thank you very much, and thank you to your viewers. Well, our mission is to create a platform in the city of Cape Town for the IFP to build on. As you quite correctly said, we are the fourth largest party in national parliament. We've been there since 1994. And in terms of governance of municipalities and even the province of KwaZulu-Natal, we have the experience. One of the parties, which I won't mention, has no experience in governance there. And we feel that if the people of the city of Cape Town give us an opportunity to have a few councillors in the city, then they can act as a liaison between the communities and those of us that are serving in national parliament.
You're saying that your election manifesto is different from other parties. How is it different?
Well, our election manifesto speaks to service delivery. It speaks to what we have already done and achieved in our municipalities in and around KwaZulu-Natal. And in Cape Town, the city of Cape Town, our manifesto speaks to the real issues that people are faced with on a daily basis. And from what we see, certainly the city of Cape Town is a tale of two cities, where you see very, very developed areas with no services required at all, and totally underdeveloped areas like we are here in Ward 101 Kraaifontein, where you see sewage on the streets, you see litter on the streets, lack of electricity and proper water, and sometimes one wonders how the city fathers are not paying attention to these communities. And we are saying that we have candidates that we are putting up in some of these wards who will do justice to the communities by speaking on their behalf at a municipal level. And we at a national level will also take up issues, because a number of the issues which center around home affairs issues, provision of housing, gender-based violence, are issues that we can take up. And as you are aware, and SABC and all other journalists are aware, we've got Honorable Liesel van der Merwe, who lives in Cape Town, who has been taking up Cape Town issues, and I have been taking up a number of environmental issues, and we want to build on that. And so that is why we are here to say to the people, give us an opportunity to have a few councillors in the city.
You have contested elections before in the city of Cape Town, but you failed to have seats and be represented in the city. How are you going to do things different this time so that you at least win a seat or two?
Well, one of the advantages we have is that one of our candidates here is Lulama Matya. He is a pastor. He's lived in this community for the last 15 years. He has been working in Parliament for the last 7 years or so, 4 of them working for the IFP as a senior admin officer in the offices of the Chief Whip, providing us services. And he's always been consulted by the community because they know that he's from Parliament. He's been taking up issues on their behalf, and I think that's an added advantage to us that we have somebody like him standing in this Ward 101.
Your ward candidate for this ward, how have you chosen him? Is there a criteria that the IFP is using to choose its candidates for this election, or they just take anybody who has received, who's more popular from the community? How is the criteria?
Well, we look at our branches. If we've got constituted branches, that's what we've done in all parts of the province where we have candidates. Where we don't have branches, we bring together at least 100 people from that community who are IFP supporters, and we put to them that we would require a candidate to represent them, and they choose a candidate. And it is through that process that a number of these candidates that are here were chosen to represent the IFP in the coming elections.
Your message, Mr. Singh, to viewers and other voters who are listening and watching, who are not decided which party to vote on the 1st of November, what would you say to them to convince them to vote for IFP?
Well, we'll say to them the IFP is a party you can trust us, and from the leadership of the President Emeritus, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, and now President Sabisa, we've got very sound leadership at the top. We've got tried and tested leaders that have not been involved in putting their hands in the cookie jar, and we've been taking up issues that are really community issues, and we've always been the voice of reason. We criticize where we have to, and we compliment where we have to, and that's what we will continue doing.
There you have it, Desiree, the IFP Chief Whip Narend Singh telling voters that they have sound leadership, they need to be trusted, where they have governed in the municipality, they have governed, they don't have track record of corruption, so they are a party to be trusted, as they are a slogan for this election that is saying, trust us. With that, back to you at the studio.